My husband wanted to have his cake and eat me too by forcing me into an open marriage, but it backfired on him because I'm getting way more action. Posted by you/thrower437893. My husband, Leo, 34M, and I, 30F, have been together for 7 years, married for 4 of them. We don't have any kids and don't intend to. 2 years ago, Leo shocked me by asking for an open marriage. I was devastated at the time. I couldn't understand why he didn't just want me. I couldn't even comprehend the idea of sharing him. He gave me the same explanation a lot of men give their spouses. He swore up and down that he loved me, that I just wasn't fulfilling his needs, that he needed more than what I could give, that it was just to spice up our life, that it was just no strings attached fun, etc. I did ask if there was someone else, and he said no. To this day, I'm still not sure if I believe him. But at the time, I was angry and hurt and said no. He pestered me to change my mind for a week before giving me an ultimatum: open marriage or divorce. I chose the open marriage. I just couldn't bear the thought of him leaving me at the time. We have rules: we can't bring any partners home, we have to get tested every 3 months, 1 weekend out of the month must be left free for us time, and any money we spend on / with our partners must come from our personal accounts. I didn't partake in the open marriage myself for the first 3 months, but Leo obviously did right away. He seemed to be gone or out late almost all the time, but he always acted so happy and loving towards me while I felt like I was spiraling into depression. It hurt me so much to think he was sleeping with other women, and I felt lonely, unattractive, and not good enough. I told my sister, Katie, 26F, and a few close friends everything. Katie told me to just play his game and be part of the open marriage too. If he can sleep around, so could I. I honestly didn't have much confidence in myself at the time. I'm a bit overweight and I've never considered myself conventionally pretty. I was afraid this would just humiliate me further. Katie and my best friend, Jessie, 30F, set up my online dating profiles for me. I got so many matches that it was overwhelming. When I told Leo, he was surprised but told me to do whatever I thought was best. Jessie helped me choose my first date, and I actually had a great time. He didn't pressure me to smash and took me out for drinks and dinner. We did eventually smash, but it was all just casual, and we didn't see each other after a couple of months of casual dating. That first guy really made me feel more confident in myself. So I kept going on dates with men. A lot of them wanted to treat me, so I didn't have to spend much of my own money. Not only that, but some of the men have given me the best smash I've ever had in my life. Almost like the kind of smash you read about in romance novels. It's been amazing. I am currently seeing 2 different men alongside Leo. One, Mark, 38M, is more of a steady boyfriend I've been with for about 6 months, and the other, Stephen, 25M, is very casual, mostly just hanging out in a friends with benefits situation. They know about my open marriage and other relationships and are fine with it. My husband has not been so lucky. In the beginning, he definitely was. He was always out and about and didn't seem to care even when I started dating too. But now, he just complains a lot and hasn't been going out much. He whines about how he's usually the one spending money. A lot of the women he tries to be with want an emotional connection before smashing. He often wants to be with younger women, but they want younger men. He's also been upset that I go out with random guys so often while he's at home alone all the time. He hasn't asked to close the marriage yet, but I feel like he will soon. He keeps saying he misses us and wants to spend more time together. He has tried to initiate bedroom intimacy a lot more too. He wants to go on dates and vacations more and more, and he gets upset when I tell him I can't because I've already scheduled to do stuff with my partners, mostly Mark. Honestly, I don't think I love Leo anymore. I care about him, but I just don't love him. I'm not saying I love Mark or Steven, but I honestly feel closer to Mark nowadays than I do to Leo. Mark makes me feel comfortable and safe, and I love spending time with him more than with my own husband. Steven is funny, sweet, and really good in bed. Katie and Jessie have been wanting me to divorce Leo for a year now, but I was afraid of hurting him and thought I still loved him. But I think my love for him evaporated when he asked for this open marriage in the first place. Seeing him get all upset about it now, just because he's not benefiting from it, is also a turn-off for me. But I don't know if divorce is the best option. I still care about him and I still don't want to hurt him. Maybe if he finally asks to close the marriage, we can talk about it then. Update 8 days later. Hi everyone, I received so many comments and messages on my last post that I was a bit overwhelmed. Especially since many of you kept saying the same thing, divorce him ASAP. The thing is, I think a part of me does still love my husband. I know in my last post that I didn't think I loved him anymore, but I can't just forget about the things that I do love. I love when he sings in the shower, I love when he laughs so hard that he snorts, I love when he kisses my forehead after I've had a bad day, I love when he holds my hand when we watch TV together. Leo has done a lot of crappy things, but he really isn't the big jerk people think. Maybe that was my fault. But even if I do still love him, I'm not in love with him anymore. I don't think I have been for a while. I care about him, a part of me does still love him, but you all were right, I should have just divorced him when he gave me that ultimatum in the first place. This past Saturday, we had the big talk. I initiated it, but he didn't seem too surprised. I just told him that I noticed he didn't seem to like me going out with Mark or Steven and asked if there was a problem. He said there was, but he didn't ask me to close the marriage. He just asked me if I still loved him. I said something like, not like I used to. He broke down crying, which made me cry. I guess he had known for a while that I wasn't in love anymore, but he had hoped he could win me back if he funneled all of his energy into me. I was honest and told him that during those first 3 months of our open marriage, I think my love for him dried up, and I just couldn't get it back. I did tell him that I still cared about him and that I did love him, but it's not the same as it was. He asked if I loved Mark or Steven, and I said no. I like being with them and care about them a lot, but I can't say I'm in love with either of them. I also finally asked him why he wanted the open marriage in the first place. Many of you in the comments said he already had someone lined up, and you were right. He had someone at work he was interested in, and she wanted him too. The open marriage was just to get permission. He honestly never expected me to also get my own partners because of how unconfident I was, but he didn't want to stop me either because he thought nothing would come of it. He didn't really like me seeing other men, but he knew it wouldn't have been fair to tell me no when I gave him permission first. I guess Mark and Steven made him insecure because I was spending so much time with them on a regular basis. The open marriage was just smashing on the side for him, he only did hookups, and they never lasted long. He genuinely always just loved only me. But he thought I was falling in love with my partners, and he was losing me and wanted to win me back. We cried a lot and talked a lot. We've decided to get a divorce. Since the house is in his name, I'm going to move out and live with Katie for a while. He told me I didn't have to and could stay until the divorce was finalized, but I just can't. It's too hard to even look at him sometimes. I don't know how I feel, to be honest. I thought I would be relieved or sad, but I'm just tired. I wish I could have been like you all wanted me to be, clapping back, being sarcastic and snarky, or rubbing it in his face, but I don't feel like I've won anything. I just feel lost. Second update 5 days later. Our marriage is over. We both talked about reconciling, but I just can't do it. I can't love him like I used to. I've officially moved out and am currently living with my sister. I wish I could hate him for everything, but I don't. I'm angry, sad, frustrated, and devastated, but I don't hate him. I think everyone wants him to be the villain, but he's not clever enough for that. My husband was always short-sighted. He never really thought about the long term. His focus was always on the here and now, not whatever came later, because that was for future him to worry about. Now we're at that later, and it's awful. I wish I could blame him for everything. But he didn't slowly ruin or chip away at my self-esteem. He didn't break me down and make me hate myself. He didn't flaunt his success in my face. He didn't make me feel inferior. I came to him that way. He took advantage, but he was never hateful. Maybe I should have let him know during the open marriage how unhappy I was. I tried to hide it from him. He would even ask me, and I still lied. If I had been honest, maybe we could have closed the marriage. Maybe we could have just gotten divorced at the beginning. Maybe I should have negotiated better rules. I have so many maybes and so much blame for myself. If I had been more confident back then, maybe this open marriage never would have happened. But I blame him too. I hate that he let that woman come between us. I hate that he even entertained her flirtations and had discussions with us. I hate that he thought this was a solution and that I agreed because I couldn't bear the thought of losing him. But I don't hate him. I want to, but I can't. I know it'll get easier, but everything is so hard right now. I don't know what to do, and I feel like I'm going crazy. I hope I can feel like myself again soon. Commenter. Honey, he took your marriage hostage to get his willy wet whenever he wanted, fully believing that you would sit at home as a quiet little housefrau and not be unhappy about it. He was selfish on a galactic scale, and he was the one at fault for this. A partner who truly cared about working through things would not have held a gun to your marriage's head and said, either other women satisfy me, or the marriage ends. There's no fixing that level of selfishness, and there's no way a marriage can survive it. He prioritized his desires, and by the time he realized it was a bad call, it was already way too late. Do not blame yourself for any of this, because all you did was what he asked for. Third update 2 months later. Hey, it's been a while. It feels like both a lot and nothing has happened. I still have a lot of feelings, but I'm also just really tired. Leo and I are still in the middle of our divorce. It's been as amicable as a divorce can be. Since we mutually agreed to it and had a prenup, it's been pretty easy splitting everything else 50-50. My lawyer says I should be divorced by the end of the year. Leo is insistent on giving me alimony, but I'm not really interested. Thanks to a lot of people making me think about Leo's explanation for the open marriage, I approached him about it again and asked him to be 100% honest with me about that girl from work. He admitted there was more to it than he initially said. This is what he explained to me, and I have decided to believe him. Even if he's lying, it doesn't really matter anymore since we're getting divorced. I also just have little energy to care about the details at this point. According to him, this is the timeline. He was posting on Reddit about his kinks for advice and such, which I did know about beforehand. He started getting messages from this one user, and they just kept talking back and forth. He mentioned my name to the user in a conversation, which he let me read. During his lunch break, his co-worker, I'll call her Mary, approached him, asked if he used Reddit, and inquired about his handle. He confirmed, and then Mary told him she was the user he had been talking to. They started talking more and more in real life as friends and eventually began chatting through Instagram. He also showed me these conversations. The conversations were mostly just memes and jokes, with occasional flirting and mentions of kinks. At one point, she said it was too bad he wasn't single. This is when he decided to demand the open marriage, because Mary was clearly into him and into the same kinks, and she could sexually satisfy him in ways I couldn't. That's how he basically put it, anyway. Truth be told, we did have some difficulties in the bedroom before the open marriage was brought up. I'm very vanilla, and he discovered his kinks after we were married. I tried them all for him, but I just couldn't get into it, and he didn't like seeing me struggle, so he stopped bringing them into the bedroom after it became clear I didn't enjoy it. So we did have sexual compatibility issues. Maybe we were doomed to fail even without the open marriage ultimatum. Our families, outside of my sister, were shocked when we told everyone we were getting a divorce. They always thought we were so happy and in love. My mom blames me, which I expected, but it still hurts. They don't know about the open marriage, and Leo and I plan to keep it that way. I think he is ashamed to tell them. I am too, if I'm being honest. I really thought Leo was the love of my life. He was my first for almost everything. I said we were together for 7 years, but we had been friends since college. I've known him for nearly 12 years, and now we're about to become strangers. I still mourn my marriage, even though Katie and Jesse keep telling me this is for the best. They're both definitely thrilled, they don't hide it, but they also know this has been a weird time for me. I just don't know how to feel. I thought I would feel free, relieved, heartbroken, or something, but I just feel weird. Like I lost a part of myself, and I don't know how to get it back. I'm still living with Katie, but I'll be moving out soon. I found a one-bedroom apartment near Jesse, so I won't be completely alone. Mark offered to let me move in with him, but I declined. Honestly, we're kind of on standby. He knows I'm having a hard time processing my feelings about my husband and the end of my marriage. I think he wants us to be official, but I don't know. I really do like Mark, and I don't want to lose him, but I feel like I need to figure myself out first. As for Steven, we ended our relationship at the beginning of August. He got a job offer in another state and took it. Even though it was casual, I did cry a little. Steven is a great guy. Whenever he does decide to settle down into something serious, the woman who gets him will be lucky. We've been texting here and there, but it's mostly just sending each other TikToks and polite hope you're doing well messages. Some people have asked me if I wanted to go back to monogamy, even after experimenting and clearly getting into this poly relationship I had going on. And the answer is yes, I do. Even though Mark and Steven were great, and I met plenty of amazing guys during my open marriage, I don't know if I've really been happy with myself or my choices. I also think I felt guilty a lot too, like I was somehow cheating on Leo, Mark, and Steven, even though it was all consensual. Polyamory and open relationships may work for some people, but it's really just not for me. Jesse says I need to get a therapist. I have tried looking, but finding a therapist who's both available and seems like a good fit is a pain. Hopefully, I can find one by the time the divorce is settled. I also want to figure out what to do about Mark on my own. I don't want to lead him on and give him false hope. Maybe we should take a break, or maybe I should tell him to just break up with me. He should find his own happiness without worrying about me. Commenter. You're numb. It happens when you lose your partner and you're grieving, under a great deal of stress. I think Reddit as a whole takes divorce really blithely, but I once read that divorce is one of the most stressful life events, right after the death of a loved one. And I'm slightly curious, you say your family is shocked that you're divorcing because you seem so in love, but the fact that your friends are delighted you're leaving your husband suggests that they've witnessed some not-so-great relationship dynamics? Ops response. Katie and Jesse were the only ones I told about the open marriage, so they're glad it finally ended in divorce. None of my other friends or family members knows. Fourth update 5 months later. Hey everyone, hope you all had happy holidays and a good new year. This post is just a bit of a rambling update. Honestly, it was thanks to you internet strangers, along with Katie, Jesse, and my therapist, that I'm doing much better than I was last year. So, I felt I owed you all a life update. Firstly, it's official, Leo and I are divorced. It was finalized earlier this week. To be honest, when I realized it was finally over, I cried. But it wasn't a sad, morning cry like I had when I first posted on Reddit. It was mainly out of relief that it was over and relief that I could finally put everything behind me. Some of you will be happy to know that I did take the alimony Leo offered. It's honestly not too much, but it'll help me cover some extra expenses. To be honest, I think he mainly offered it to appease his guilt after everything that happened. Whatever his reasons are, they're not my concern anymore. I do have a therapist now. She's wonderful and is helping me work through a lot of unresolved childhood trauma that ended up affecting my marriage. Honestly, if it weren't for my mom, I don't think I would have ever agreed to the open marriage in the first place. A lot of people speculated that it was Leo who ruined my self-esteem, but it was always my mother. My therapist is helping me understand that my mom is, and probably always will be, a toxic individual. I'm trying to work on my boundaries and gradually limit my contact with her. It's hard, but I'm trying. As for Leo, my therapist advised me to close the door on him. He originally wanted us to be friends. Despite the progress I've made, he still affects me. Many of his messages were him trying to persuade me to give him another chance or promising to be the husband I deserve. My therapist said I needed to be firm with my boundaries, and sometimes the best way to be firm is to draw a hard line. So, I asked him not to contact me for a few months while I sorted myself out. So far, he's complied, for the most part. He still follows me on Instagram, and we're still Facebook friends, but he never comments on any of my posts or messages me about my stories. Sometimes he'll like something, but that's the extent of our contact, which I can handle. I have also made sure to stop checking up on him, per my therapist's advice, because I don't want to obsess over him and the what-ifs. Even after everything, I don't hate him. I thought I needed to because everyone else seemed to hate him for what he did. My therapist explained that it's easier to hate someone you don't know than someone you do, because I have so many wonderful and cherished memories that I can't fully separate from the painful ones he left with me. So, I don't hate him. I don't even think he's a bad person. He's selfish and self-centered, and he hurt me a lot. But he can also be funny, sweet, and attentive, and that's why I fell in love with him in the first place. I'm still seeing Mark. I had tried telling him we should break up because of my weird headspace and because I thought he deserved better. But he said he loved me and wanted to wait for me, and he promised to go at my pace for however long I needed. I want to believe him when he says that, and I love being with him, so I'm cautiously optimistic about it all working out. We still don't live together, and I kind of like it that way for now. I'm learning to become my own person again. Leo had been in my life for so long that I forgot what it was like to just be me and not me and Leo. I even got a dog, which I always wanted but never got because Leo was allergic. His name is Iroh, and thanks to him, I don't feel lonely. This will probably be my last update. I really just wanted to say thank you all for your kind words and support on all my posts. It truly meant a lot to me. So, thank you, and have a great new year.